Alrighty guys, you're back on the channel of the Gentry Boys and the channel of the Gentry Boys channel. So what we're doing is so we have this little bitty thingamajig. I don't remember what this thing is that the name of it? I don't know what the name of this thing is. Well, it's a Freightliner. Anyway, it's a Freightliner something, but anyway, it's a Stinger. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, so we got brand new coolant lines all the way around this thing. Every coolant line has changed. We got everything zip tied, everything that's going to be rubbing. All these new, everything, every coolant line on this thing is new, and we decided to put an old cooler on it. Got all the lines wrapped, get everything zip tied out of the way. How to fix?
We did most of the work.
Yeah.
They just stand there and watch.
Well, technically this thing was getting done before I even came back. But anyway, we got that line up there, it's new. That thing was a pain in the butt. If you've seen one of my last videos, I had to cut it off, use a socket to get on it. But this thing is good and it needs an oil change. But what we're gonna do, since we don't have any AMS oil right now, because that's going in this thing, we're just gonna let it down. It's already got oil in it. We're just gonna run it with that oil in it for a while. We gotta fill it up with coolant, and yeah, we'll just go from there. And then I don't really know what's going on with it. As far as I know, we're just gonna let it down, start it, let it run, see what's happening, see if we got any coolant leaks, and then change the oil later, from what I know. But so we're gonna let this thing down, and then I guess start it up, fill it up with antifreeze. I don't know if it had green or red in it. We're gonna have to figure that out real quick. So let's do this, jack it up, get that sleeve out. Should be off now. There we go. Things out of the way. Now I'm thinking of it. Where's the breather at? There it is. Crap. I don't know where that piece is. There it is. That might be it. Yeah, it's gotta be it. So, alright, never mind. I gotta put that on. So long. Lock that thing down real quick. Gotta put that on. Alright, so I came into a little mess, but zip tie to these, zip tie that. Had to zip tie all these. There's like 10 darn zip ties here. Had to zip tie all that, zip tie this, zip tie that, put a zip tie there, put a piece of rubber there. I got to zip tie that. Had to zip tie these. Bunch of stuff I had to zip tie. What?
Why not?
Give me a second. I got like 3 of them to cut. Hang on.
They said you had one to do.
Dude, look what I've done. There's like 10 zip ties. All the way up to here, all the way up there.
Congratulations. I need my knife.
I know, give me a second.
Hurry up.
Junior.
Hurry up.
Alright, so now we can pop this sucker up. Here we go. Now I think dump, auto descend. What do you just turn this? Is that how you do it? Oh, okay, just by itself. Sweet. Yeah. Slowly but
When are you
surely.
gonna start doing porn again?
So what we're doing before we put the antifreeze inside of that cab over, Timmy came over here with this beloved or whatever you're gonna call it, Ford, and he got a tuner. So this is Performance something. There you go. There it is. It's a 6 position. I think this is about the exact same as mine. No, mine was from Force Diesel. But there you go. It's 6 position. Love it. 6 positions are a lot better than 5 in my opinion. I like them. Just because they got the high idle and stock. I like the high idle. You know, if you're out cold, you want to warm it up real quick. Sweet. So what he wants me to do, he wants me to kind of hide it, which, I mean, I understand. So we're going to, so here's the wire, here's the chip. Definitely don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to lay it right there so I don't squish it or nothing. Get my tay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this panel off. It has 4 little things. You can take it out with your nail. It's pretty easy. You just push it in, turn, and this thing pops out. Then you're going to go in here, and there's 2 bolts on this computer. 1, 2, and then this thing slides out. So I'm going to take them 2 bolts out, and then it should literally just slide out. Be careful with it. And then there you go. Actually, what I might have to do, I didn't really think about it. Maybe I can do it like this.
Just putting in this over.
A little tuner. Ow. Might have to take the bolts out from the computer so I can get it back. But either a 10, yeah, it's the same as mine. Well, yeah, it's a 7.3. It is the same as mine, obviously, but there's what you want to take out, and it should be that 110 right there, the smaller one, not the one on the left, but the one on the right. All right, so got the batteries unhooked. That's one of the first things you should do before you unhook this. I don't know if you guys can really see it. Yeah, I mean, I won't be able to stick the camera in there, but right there, there's like a 10 millimeter on it, and you just turn it, pull it out, super easy, and then take the computer and pull it out. It's easy too. The little black case comes off with it. And then there you go, there's your computer. So now I gotta cut a hole in the back of this because I gotta stick that tuner in there. So let's slide this sucker out. There we go. Take this out. We're gonna need a flathead to get that out. There we go. Just take a screwdriver, pry this side up, like that right there. So that's the bottom of it, that's the top of it. Just pry that side up, and that comes out. Then right there is where you put your chip in, right there, right there, right there, right there. So how this thing does slide in is take this, see them prongs and everything, and they just go right on top of that little thingamajig. And then before you put it in there, you want to make sure you hook up the wire. It's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about breaking anything, but you have to be very careful with these. I don't know if you have to be, but if I was you, I would be very careful with it. Spending $200 on a tuner, and you know what I mean? But be very careful with it. I'm going to take this down there, and you got to cut a hole in this so that tuner can, you know what I mean, slide through. So let's see here. All right, so you want to make sure the bolts are going to bolt to the bottom of this computer. That's how it sets in. So slide it in, you know, to make sure you get the right hole. So let's get this thing back out. So right there's how it's going to sit. There's the hole. So I need to cut this section right here. All right, so this is basically the only way I could really think of it, doing it with it looking the best. So I might be able to do this holding the phone. Probably not though. I'd say about right there is where I need the hole to be. So just go slow, maybe you won't grab it and throw it across the shop. And she's going through. And obviously it's going to go through alright. But see how it's already. I'm gonna have to hold this with 2 hands. There we go. It's not perfect. I had to go a little wider, but I didn't have a bit wide enough, so I kind of had to waller it out. But there she is. Now let's go see if that little plug can fit inside this. I don't see why it shouldn't. Let's go see. There we go. Perfect. Go all the way through, get all the slack you can. There we go. Now all I gotta do is plug it into the computer, and then I'll slide it through and do whatever to it. Now, I'm not really sure about this. I'm waiting for Dad. Dad and Timmy, they're kind of talking right now. But can you guys see that little coat right there? I don't know if that coat covers this, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if there's a coat over this and you got to clean it off or not. But to me, it looks like there's a coat over it. I don't know if you can really tell. See that? Looks like there's a coat over it or something. So I don't want to put this thing in and have to take it right back out. So I'm just gonna wait until they get done talking, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, check this out, guys. In there, pretty solid. Got the switch. And then look at there. That's your foot. You know what I mean? That is your foot. That is your foot. That is your foot. And then there it is. You know what I mean? It's up there. It's tucked. It's going around here. So we'll definitely be out of the way. I'll even put a zip tie just in case so it doesn't fall down. And then it goes straight to the computer. And I'll zip tie the access as well. There we go. Look, your foot's definitely not gonna hit that. So it's right here. So, I mean, that's fine right there. That's no big deal. But there it is, guys. I'll show you how to put this chip on. So the meaty part, so it's gonna go like this. See how it's like kind of small and then deep? That makes sense. So the deep part is gonna go up top. So you're gonna take this, slide it on there, and make sure it's lined up, and then literally just push it on. So go on there. Yeah. I'm gonna do this with 2 hands. All right, so this thing comes with a little pad, and what you do is take the pad and then you just rub this off. Rub the top and bottom off. It should look like this when it's done. Look like that. There we go. And then you slide that sucker on, and then she'll be ready to go back in. Here we go, guys. I got the batteries hooked up. Got everything back where it needs to go. Put these up real quick because these are Dad's. Kind of stole them out of his truck. This in there, put this in there, put that, put this, put these up there. Put this on top. So that right there is all the stuff. All right, moment of truth. I don't have the keys. Oh yeah, I took them out. There we go. Ready? Something's not right. Batteries are hooked up, the computer's hooked up. It's the only things I took apart. Let me read this real quick. Now it says using provide notepad. What was it?
Huh?
What was it?
I think just so there was some grease on the chromes. I think that's what it was because I cleaned it really good.
There you go. The high oval. I love the 6 position so much better. I got the 6 in mine too. I love it. Yeah. I bet this thing will get up and go now. The black smoking? Yeah, this thing's definitely turned up now. There we go, that's a lot better. So Timmy literally has to just reach in here and mess with it. Awesome, perfect. That's a lot better, I like that. So I go and put that panel in, and then I'll probably just zip tie the access, and there she is. That's how you put a tuner in. Just set that back on. Alrighty guys, so Timmy told me to go get a boat and see how this thing pulls with a boat behind it. So as far as we know, I mean, this thing's kind of stout, and it's on 4 should be tow haul. I can't really remember because I do not have the box. It's gone somewhere, but we're on our way to Malibu to go pick up a boat. We're gonna see how this thing does with a boat and then go from there. So every time I do this, I double check out there it's not moving. Both chains are hooked. This little locker's in that's pushed down. Trailer lights are in. So that's all you gotta do. And then make sure there's no things behind the tires. And then there we go. Ready to rock and roll. Got Dad loaded up too. His is all ready to go. We're gonna truck her on home. Let's see if this thing pulls better. Alright, so no coming. I mean, it's a lot smoother than what it was pulling it before, but I mean, you can tell a big difference when you ain't hauling something, but when you're hauling something, I'd say it does a little better in my opinion. For a tuner, it does great. I think it's actually really good. It's a lot smoother in my opinion. The shift points are a lot better. I feel like the turbo is spooled up more and everything just because, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot better. It's not dragging itself as much. See right there? Bam. And it just pulls itself right up. So yeah. Actually, I'll say this thing is doing a lot better. Yeah, I agree. I would much rather have this tuner on this thing and pull something than without a tuner. There's another hill up here. We can see how she does up there. There we go. Here's this little hill. It's kind of steep. Biggest thing ever. See how it does. Oh yeah. This thing pulls a lot better. No problem at all. It's not like we're hauling an oversized load with this thing. I mean, it's a boat, but heck yeah. That works a lot better. Yeah, there we go. This thing's built for hauling now. It's got heavy duty, the tranny was rebuilt with heavy duty stuff. I don't really know much about trannies. Leveling kit, and then a tuner, and hey, this thing's ready to rock and roll. Now we're gonna take this thing to the house or to the shop. I don't really know. I'd rather take this thing to the shop so I can get my car and go home. Alright, here is a little better hill than the last one. Sort of a little slow pull. I mean, it's taking care of itself. It's not a powerhouse, obviously, but it's doing a lot better than what it was before. I hate the steering wheel. I hate it with passion. It's like, I don't know, you need to get a new steering box or something, but other than that, yeah, this thing's pulling great. Heck yeah! Yeah, the steering wheel sucks. I hate driving this thing. Well, we dropped the trailer off, and another thing that I got is looky here. I got some outfits. Looky there, so I can stop wearing Dad's now. Heck yeah. I'm excited. Love it. But I have an exhaust leak on this thing, so my next video, I will be lifting it up, and I will be fixing the exhaust leak. Just kind of look over everything again, because why not? Definitely check on those tanks. I should have checked on these tanks honestly the next day after I put them heat shields, but I mean, I'm not leaking fuel yet, so it's all right. But another thing I was thinking about is this car. So that 4.6 motor in there, I'm not saying the motor is bad, but what I'm thinking about doing is selling that motor and selling the other motor I have at the house, the aluminum block. Got everything to it. I'm gonna try to part out the car over there. I already got people wanting the brake calipers and the panel, something, I don't know what the heck it's called, but I already got several people wanting some stuff off of it. But I'm gonna try to sell all that, and hopefully I can get at least 3/4 of the money, and I want to put a 5.4 in it. My dad was telling me it is a day and night difference between a 5.4 and a 4.6. I mean, that's just about a whole liter difference, but he said the swap is super easy. All you gotta do is basically just stick it in there, and honestly it's a 5.4 instead of 4.6. And if I build that motor, this thing will be pretty solid. I'll definitely have to figure out the traction issue, but I think if I just put a wide enough tire in there and heck stick some 45-pound weights in the back or the trunk, I mean, I think I'll be fine. But like I said, all I want is around like 500-600 horse. Nothing too crazy. But heck yeah, guys, can't wait for this. That's kind of my plan. My plan has kind of changed to go to a 5.4, but you know, we're gonna get this thing done. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It wasn't very much of me doing anything. I just mainly the main thing we did today was just get that cab over running. And also, how many of y'all have actually drove a cab over? I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's back there in the corner behind that trailer. But how many of y'all have actually drove a cab over? All right, that was my first cab over I've ever drove, and let me tell you, it's kind of cold out here. Whew. But let me tell you, that thing is like a Cadillac. Like, golly bum, I was so surprised when I got in it and I started taking off. I was like, what? It surprised the crap out of me. Now I know exactly why people loves cab overs, because that thing is just ridiculous of how awesome it is, how easy it is to drive. That's my opinion. Everybody has opinions. Man, their gears might be different or something, but I like that thing a lot. Cab over is a lot easier to drive than any of the other things. But like I was saying, that's the only thing we got done was the cab over, zip tied those lines, got it all ready to go, topped off with antifreeze, and put that chip on Timmy's truck to haul. I think that's Waddy's truck. Like, Waddy's going to be driving the truck. It's Timmy's truck, obviously, but yeah, that was it for today. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you guys on more of them. And leave a comment what you guys think and what you guys want to see. I mean, the worst that can happen is I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to try my best to, if that makes sense.